Have you ever met someone who could look at you once and know exactly what you were feeling? Almost like they could open your heart and read it like a book? Some people think it's magic, others call it intuition, but the truth is, it's a skill. And today, through this story, I'll show you how one boy discovered this skill, how it changed his life, and how you can learn to do the same. Stay with me until the very end, because this story might just change the way you see every single person around you. In a quiet town, surrounded by fields and narrow streets, lived a boy named Ayaan. He was different from the other kids in his school. While others loved to talk, play, and show off, Ayaan loved to observe. He would sit silently in the classroom, watching how his teacher's smile faded when she was tired, how his friends laughed louder when they were nervous, and how silence often screamed louder than words. People thought he was shy, maybe even strange. But Ayaan was learning something powerful, the language of human behavior. His grandmother often told him, "If you want to know a person's truth, don't just listen to their words. Watch their eyes, notice their pauses, hear the silence between sentences." That's where the real story lives. Ayaan never forgot those words. By the time he entered college, Ayaan's gift was noticeable. Friends came to him for advice, saying, "You always know what's going on with me, even when I don't say it. How do you do that?" One day, Ayaan met Samira. She was like sunshine, always laughing, always surrounded by people. To everyone, she looked like the happiest girl in college. But Ayaan's eyes saw something else. When someone complimented her, she laughed, but her eyes softened with sadness. When she sat in groups, she spoke loudly, but when she was alone, she looked down at her phone quietly, as if hiding from the world. It was as if she wore a mask. One evening, Ayaan found her sitting alone on the college bench, staring at the sky. He walked up to her and asked softly, "Samira, why do you always pretend to be so happy, even when you're not?" Samira froze. Nobody had ever asked her that. Her smile disappeared, and tears filled her eyes. How did you know?" she whispered. Ayaan replied, "Because I've been reading the words you never spoke." Samira finally opened up. She told him how her family expected her to be perfect, how her friends expected her to be strong, and how she felt she had no one to lean on. "If I look sad, people will pity me," she said. "If I show weakness, they'll leave me. So I laugh, I smile, I pretend." That's easier than explaining the truth. Ayaan listened quietly. He didn't interrupt, didn't judge. He simply gave her the space to share what she had buried inside for years. For the first time in her life, Samira felt understood, not because she explained herself perfectly, but because someone cared enough to notice what she was hiding. That night, Ayaan realized something powerful. Reading people like a book isn't about being clever or manipulative. It's about caring deeply, about paying attention to the little details most people ignore. From then on, he practiced more. When a classmate said, "I'm fine," but their voice cracked, he knew they weren't fine. When a teacher scolded too harshly, he noticed the tiredness in her eyes. She wasn't angry, she was exhausted. When his best friend kept cracking jokes non-stop, he saw through the humor and sensed the hidden pain. Slowly, Ayaan became the person people trusted, the one who could understand without long explanations. One evening, Ayaan saw his childhood friend Arjun sitting alone on a park bench. Arjun was staring at his phone, pretending to scroll casually. But Ayaan noticed his leg bouncing nervously, his fists clenched, his smile too forced. He sat beside him and asked, "Arjun, what's wrong?" Arjun laughed. "Nothing, bro. I'm fine. Just killing time." But Ayaan shook his head. "No, you're not. Your hands are shaking. You're worried about something. Talk to me." Arjun's mask broke. He confessed that he was drowning in debt, terrified of telling his family, scared of disappointing everyone. He felt completely alone. Tears rolled down his face as he said, "I thought no one would notice. I thought I had to carry this burden alone. But you saw right through me." That night, Ayaan didn't give him money or solutions. He just gave him something rarer, understanding. And for Arjun, that was enough to give him strength to fight back. Through these experiences, Ayaan discovered a life-changing truth. Every person you meet is like a book. Some are open, some are closed, some are filled with joy, and some hide chapters of pain. But if you look closely at their eyes, their pauses, their laughter, their silence, you can read their story. And when you read someone like a book, you don't just understand them, you give them a gift, the feeling of being seen, being heard, being valued. So how can you start reading people like a book? First, through observation. Notice body language, tone, eyes, and whether their words match their actions. Second, through empathy. Instead of judging, ask yourself why this person might be acting this way. Everyone wears a mask for a reason. And third, patience. People reveal themselves slowly, like pages in a book. Sometimes the most important chapters take time to open. So, my friends, the next time you meet someone who says, "I'm fine," but their smile doesn't reach their eyes, pause. Don't take their words at face value. Listen to the silence between their sentences. Notice the chapters they're hiding, because every person you meet is a story waiting to be read. And sometimes all it takes to change a life is the courage to notice what others ignore. Remember, to read people like a book, you don't need magic. You just need attention, empathy, and patience. And if you master this, you won't just understand people better. You'll connect with them in ways you never thought possible.